a tire blowout is never fun, but it's even less fun when it happens on the Nürburgring. So good morning, comrades, welcome back to the channel, welcome back onto the Nürburgring, and welcome to a very special video, because today I'll be walking you through the construction works of the Nürburgring Nordschleife and also partially GP track of 2021 of 2022. Now, last Sunday it was the last day of the EFA Public Sessions Nürburgring, and it's always a speculation if the actual last day of the calendar is also actually the last day, if the Nürburgring is not going to extend the dates if the weather is nice, like we had, for example, last year. But in this case, this year, it was definitely the very last day, because the construction works were scheduled to start this year for the upcoming season. And this year they're actually quite big, because they start on Döttinger Höhe, the longest straight of any racetrack in the world. If someone is going to say no, Le Mans is the longest straight, maybe if you have a time machine, you can go before 1990 when they added the roundabouts, the chicane. Then the Le Mans was the longest straight, but not ever since. Now the Döttinger Höhe is the longest straight. And why would a straight need resurfacing of tarmac? I think the following video fragment can explain to you in the best possible way. So yeah, although when you drive the tourist drives, the public session Nürburgring, and you have the mandatory entrance and exit here at Devil's Diner, you might not experience the issue of having this very bumpy surface. But when you're driving track days, when you're driving races, then this can become a quite dangerous and unpleasant and unstable situation, which sometimes tire blowouts can even happen. We have here one tire, we have there actually another tire, so maybe we can take it as a souvenir. But no, all the jokes aside, this part of the track definitely needed resurfacing, and it will actually start not exactly at the very beginning of Döttinger Höhe where the Audi gantry is, but slightly closer to us, where you can see that the tarmac is actually changing its surface. For better explanation, I can use my phone footage because it has wonderful zoom. So you can see actually the shiny part is which will get resurfaced, and the other part, which is kind of more of a 4-lane road, I would say, it stays the same, because that part was done already previously a couple of years ago, so it's not as bumpy, although it looks on camera as bumpy. But this is the old section that is very bumpy, as you could have seen. That does need some attention, love and care. Now, a couple of questions that people are going to ask, and that we covered already in 2018 reconstruction video, is the type of tarmac that is being used here. Almost tripping here myself. Almost first accident of post-season. Yeah, maybe they should do some gardening here as well, not only a resurfacing of the tarmac. The type of tarmac that is being used, it's the first time I see that a machine comes with a QR code with a link to Facebook and Instagram of a construction company. Well, I guess it's a really digital age we're living in. Yeah, what I want to say is that the type of tarmac is being used is somewhere in between to have like an average of grip level throughout the whole track, because the track consists out of like probably 70 different types of tarmac by now over the course of the years. So it's not the ultra grippy one that you might find on Formula 1 tracks, but it's also not extremely bad one that you might find on your local public road. What currently is happening is that the layer of tarmac is being removed, and after that they'll probably remove even more, and then they will add foundation, the foundation, and proceed with adding new layers. Of course, over the course of the following weeks and even months, although we have only 3 months left. By the way, another blowout tire. We have only 3 months because we are almost in December. And traditionally speaking, Nürburgring usually opens up in the first or second week of March. So again, to answer your question, when it will be open again, because the VLN season or NLS season will start, and then also the tourist drives. So there are only 3 months to complete these construction works. Now, as mentioned, the start for this year will be over there, towards the end of Döttinger Höhe, towards the GP track, and the connection of the Döttinger Höhe and the GP track will be resurfaced again, the so-called Hyundai Corner. And this is great because when you are driving the combined layout as a race car driver and sometimes also TF and track days, you can feel that there's quite an offset when coming from Nordschleife onto the GP track. Well, we're going to go there in a bit and I'll show it to you. Moreover, also the connection from the GP track to Nordschleife will be redone, and also the whole of the T13 section. Okay, I think we spent enough time here to give you an indication of what is happening and how long the works are going to be. So let's go to the GP track. More souvenirs. Subframe parts, maybe wishbones or crash structures. So currently a machine is being refilled with the water for cooling, and as mentioned, make sure to give it a follow on Facebook and Instagram. That's the weirdest shout out I ever given. Oh yeah, awesome. Here you can also clearly see why this part of the track needs resurfacing. Lots of small bumps, small potholes that can result, as mentioned previously, to a tire blowout, and at speeds of close to 300 kilometers per hour. With a race car you don't do this much because of the VOP and also high aerodynamics, so closely to 250-ish. But also with a street car or a lap record car, yeah, you don't want to have these types of emergencies at these speeds on this section of the track. Close for pancakes, sad. And over here you have a better visual example of the cracks also here on the middle of the track, and you can guess that with a couple of severe winters it's going to get only worse. When water gets in there, it freezes up, becomes ice, breaks up the tarmac. We are going to get in our car in a bit and drive towards the GP track as mentioned previously, but yeah, as you can see, obviously here you have the TF, the public session Nürburgring entrance, and this means that also this part will be of course resurfaced. So this is something for you to look forward to for 2022. I already cannot wait to do the first laps on a new piece of asphalt. I said asphalt, not tarmac. Which one should I use? Are there any technicians here? What is the perfect term? And here it's even worse. Actual potholes. I mean, it's not a Porsche 919 or a GT3 RS, but it's pretty fast. So if the last day of TF was already happened, is this the first lap of new season, or?
It's finally the return of the most silenced taxi driver.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He always just appears in winter, just during construction work.
Right, so you've seen where it starts. We're gonna try to drive the GP track. By try, I mean because there might be construction works here now. Yep. Can we take a Kevin Estre line? Maybe that should be okay, right?
Let's just stop first of all.
Oh, you're so German, Marcus. Okay, so we are now on the other side of the bridge, and this patch also already has been done. So let's proceed to the GP track, as already mentioned. And the construction team is on their way to the next patch, probably. I have no explanation why they do like patch by patch instead of just doing like one whole straight in one go, but I'm sure there's a reason behind it. Right, getting to the GP track seems to be quite a challenge because every time we try to go there we get stopped by the construction works, and it's just too interesting, honestly, to not show it to you. But what I want to say is one of the most remarkable features that is going to go away, I would say, there is over here, when you go from the downhill, from the bottom of the Tiergarten compression, you go uphill. Okay, I'm going to switch to my phone now because the GoPro that I'm using is acting very funny with SD card errors all of a sudden, or it has almost 50% of battery, but then it will probably tell us that the battery is empty. So yeah, but what I was saying, now of course it will like normally, oh no, there we go, battery low. Yep. So my advice, do not buy any GoPro, buy lap tickets to drive the Nürburgring. What I was saying is that over here is actually quite an interesting feature, namely a bump. For which you really, with a less well set up car, with less aerodynamics, you should actually brake before proceeding to a hard braking zone into Hohenrain chicane. Now, I don't think that this bump will be maintained. This means that the car will gain some speed advantage over this section. Now, moreover, always the big question is when these type of works are happening, are taking place, is like, will the character of the track change? Well, the bump will go away. Like, for example, also like was the case in 2018 to 2019, where they removed the Schwedenkreuz bump jump, so to say. But those bumps, they just happen here over time, like those cracks over here, for example. So they were not here like when the track was designed and developed. They just happened, what it came with, for example, when the tree is growing, there could be a root growing underneath, and this is what makes those bumps happen over time, and they just get rid of. But other than that, all the lefts and rights, they will still maintain their trajectory, their characteristics, so nothing is going to change, also not with the width of the track. But that bump over here might get changed, but we will see in a couple of months' time when we will drive the track ourselves. Good, winter tires. And now finally we will drive to the GP track, so we can show you until where the works will take place. So here the whole of Hohenrain chicane will be resurfaced as well. I wonder if the curbstone will be changed slightly. The T13 paddock area, I guess, will remain the same. Yeah. Yep. So here straight you would go onto GP track, and here you would go to the Nordschleife. All of that will be changed, or resurfaced is a better word. But more importantly, this part over here, which many race car drivers will probably appreciate, because even from here you can already see that there is lots of inequalities when you go onto this track, onto the GP track. So I guess it will be a very smooth entrance.
Let's get a bit further.
Yeah. So here, big cracks in the tarmac, as you can see. Yeah, almost as bad, and definitely a reason to change it. So this whole corner will be changed as well then?
The whole corner, and also the entrance to the pit lane.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
And of course also the entrance to the Nordschleife.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The whole area here
from
around.
Here towards here.
Exactly.
So we're going there, or you want to turn around?
Just turn around here.
Okay.
Guess somewhere here's the start then.
Yeah. But maybe we can join here for a Christmas walk and see how far they're gonna get.
I guess rather New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Walk.
So the GP track entrance will be changed as well. Nice, nice, nice. Guess that might be a marking until here.
No, it gets even further. Also
Oh
this
yeah.
part.
Yeah, you can see it's quite necessary.
Was the speed limit of 20?
Yep,
Yep. 20?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, when you're driving 80 on track.
Yeah, so this exit part, which is also quite bumpy when you're driving the combined layout, especially here, you don't want to like get yeeted into the wall. So I guess the transition should be slightly more smooth. And then towards the Sabine Schmitz curve.
I guess that's the end.
That's probably the end. Ah, so the bump will still remain then, if this is the end. Or maybe
Well,
that's
there's
the...
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might make more sense, huh?
Yeah, because I'll just quickly jump out. Because usually when you go really flat out, here's a jump, and with some certain types of cars, if you brake too late, you get launched a bit and your ABS can go into ice mode. So again, more smooth transition will be, will make braking zone a lot smoother. You can see here another example why this definitely needs changing. So yeah, to finalize, since we're already speaking about cars getting faster thanks to these changes, a lot of questions are usually come with these construction works videos and announcement of construction works. What's up with the lap records then? Do they become invalid? No, they will stay valid for the same reason why the Porsche 918 did a lap on the Cup 2 tire and not on the Cup 2R, because nowadays if you put a modern semi-slick or a modern full slick car on, etc., cars will get faster, but it's a characteristic of the time. Indeed, in this day and age, on today's tires and brakes technology and track characteristics, they remain the same. So, but of course, who knows? Maybe Porsche will come back to do slightly half a second faster lap time because AMG does a faster lap time. But for all these speculations, etc., stay tuned, subscribe, like, and share. You know what to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and most importantly, I hope you are just as enthusiastic as I am to drive the new track in 2022. The actual calendar will be published again sometimes between December and January, so we don't know official opening times yet, but you can be certain, judging by the history, somewhere first or second week of March will be the first time that you can drive the track, the Nordschleife. So again, thanks for watching, and thank you Nürburgring for inviting me over to cover these works. I'm not sure if I mentioned the actual number. 2.5 kilometers of track will be resurfaced, which is quite a lot, and it's probably even bigger than the 2 kilometers that were done in 2018-2019. Okay, enough with the facts. As mentioned, we will definitely come back here in a couple of weeks' time, maybe a couple of months, to show you the in-between progress. But until then, again, also as mentioned, subscribe, like, and share, and see you next time at the Nürburgring. Bye-bye.